If you, like me, have followed more of a traditional path, you might have a 9 to 5 or some sort of main job from which you get the majority, if not all, of your income. If you happen to be in tech, like me, part of your compensation might come in some form of stock as well. If your 9 to 5 is your only source of income, your standard of living relies on 1, your company staying afloat, and 2, the leadership team deciding that they still want to utilize you as an employee and therefore continue paying you your compensation. These factors, which are largely out of my control, are the reasons why I have decided to try to diversify my income streams and build a foundation to generate multiple streams of income. That being said, I do think that conversations around creating a side hustle are sometimes deeply ingrained in hustle culture, which I don't really prescribe to. I think it's still very important to take care of our well-being and make sure that we're happy and enjoying the path that we've chosen to take. So if you're happy with where you are and you simply don't want to, or for whatever reason can't spend your time and resources building out a side hustle, I think that's completely fine also. With that being said, here are some ideas on how you might be able to use the internet to generate additional streams of income. If you're really good at a specific subject, maybe math, science, writing, music, or you're good at a specific exam, so the SAT, LSAT, MCAT, etc. Or maybe you speak a widely known language like English, you can consider tutoring in one of these areas. I actually have been tutoring on and off since high school. I started tutoring my neighbor's kid in math, and I slowly started building out a clientele through her network. My high school teachers also knew that I was tutoring, so they would also refer students to me as well. I would tutor anything from elementary, middle school, and high school math and science and Spanish. I by no means was an expert in any of these subjects. In fact, sometimes the students I was tutoring were 1 to 2 levels below me. But I found that because I had learned the material relatively recently, the topics were still relatively fresh, so I was able to still teach quite effectively. One thing I do like about tutoring is that it's very flexible. You only have to decide with one other party a time that works best for the two of you. I had 5 to 6 clients at one time back in high school, and I would stack all of my tutoring sessions earlier on in the week so that I could spend the rest of the week focusing on other things. If you're just starting out in this space, you can sign up for online platforms that match tutors to tutees. And as you start building out your brand and your roster of students in your specialized area, this might be where you start thinking about how you scale. Scaling might look like hiring other tutors. It might look like creating an online course, if that makes sense for you. Maybe you can create an online course and have office hours so that you still keep that personal element involved as well. With tutoring, though, you can start pretty small. You can start by tutoring in the subjects or areas that you're most comfortable with. And eventually, if you choose to continue to grow, you might start thinking about how you can move away from trading your time for money to scaling out your business. If you're artsy and you're good with making physical products, why not sell whatever you make? I have friends who love painting, pottery, making arts and crafts, and some of them sell their items online. I think especially if you build out your social media presence to build trust, you can sell these items on Etsy, Amazon Handmade, on Instagram, and this can be another avenue of income for you based on something that you already enjoy doing as a hobby. If you've developed a skill for editing videos, editing podcasts, creating websites, maybe design in general, I would highly recommend you check out sites like Fiverr or Upwork. I'm sure there are other similar sites as well. I think these are the 2 most popular sites for freelance work. There are so many niche skills that people advertise on Fiverr and Upwork, from creating jingles to creating websites to life coaching and so much more. I personally used Fiverr when I was having some trouble building out my blog on WordPress. I made a list of all the elements I couldn't really figure out how to develop on my own, and I hired someone off of Fiverr to complete these tasks. And it honestly saved me so much time compared to if I had to figure it all out by myself. So if you find yourself often helping people out because you're a subject matter expert around a specific software or industry, this could be one way you think about making money on this side. If you want to build a brand through YouTube, social media, a website, there are a few avenues through which you might be able to monetize. So if you have a blog, a website, or a YouTube channel, you can monetize by displaying ads on your website or displaying ads on your videos. As you start building out your brand, sponsorships might be another way that you generate additional income through content creation. So brands might pay you a certain amount of money to talk about whatever product that they want you to sell. Affiliate marketing can be another source of income, and this is where you are essentially an evangelist of a product or a service that you already use. And then you have a specific link where if a customer buys the product or service through your link, you might get a commission from it. I personally have an Amazon Associates account, and I have affiliate links for anything from Amazon that I talk about in my videos, which I then link in my description box. I personally haven't made much from my affiliate links so far, probably because my content doesn't revolve around products specifically, and I also don't have a huge social media following. But I think this is a great way to generate passive income because my links live in my description box, and if someone now or in the future purchases a product from these links, then I will likely earn a commission from it. My most notable income streams right now are modeling, and I'm also trying to build a foundation to monetize YouTube if or when that time might come. I started modeling because I really enjoyed the process of trying different things in front of the camera and realizing that subtle adjustments make the hugest difference in terms of how a photo might turn out. And then I figured if I am willing to do it for free as a hobby, I might as well try to monetize it, which is when I started looking for representation from an agency. And I've booked a few things here and there, but booking regularly is something that I am definitely working toward. I mentioned I'm also trying to build a foundation to try to monetize YouTube. I don't know how long that will take, but this is something that goes more hand in hand with modeling, in that building out my social media presence will also get me a better chance at booking jobs regularly. Even if YouTube never gets to a point where I ever monetize, I will still have built skills like public speaking, being comfortable in front of the camera, and I think in general, having videos of myself out there talking about what I'm interested in just helps me build my brand, which will be helpful as I think about what I might want to do in the future as well. As far as my next thing, if I wanted to add another stream, I think it would have to be much more passive. Right now, I'm still figuring out the ins and outs of YouTube and modeling, and I might just stay here a bit, invest some time and energy here until I've kind of gotten the hang of things. Something I've realized as I've added more and more time commitments to my plate is that now I am much more cognizant of how I spend my time. I now have to actively set aside time to socialize, time to recharge, and time to take care of myself. And as a result of that, I no longer spend my time in ways that I know I won't enjoy. I've gotten much better at prioritizing, and I don't say yes to every invite anymore because I think about my opportunity cost. For instance, if I go to an event that I know will end at 1 or 2 a.m., that means I might not be as fresh for filming a video tomorrow. Then it's up to me to decide if that's worth it for me. And if it is, then I'll happily go. If it's not, then I'll happily decline. It has taken me a while to start building these additional streams of income because it does take investment. First, it's getting over the hump of trying something completely brand new and making mistakes along the way. Then it's being able to dedicate the resources that it actually takes, the time, money, mental capacity, and so much more. I get that when we start these things, sometimes we have to invest in some startup costs, and we might never see a positive return. For modeling, it was investing money to build out my portfolio and investing time to research how to be successful in the industry. For YouTube, it was investing money in my camera and equipment. And these startup costs aren't nothing, right? So I think anticipating what additional value outside of monetary value that you will be getting in pursuing these ventures will really help in taking the plunge. And I think this is something that not many people talk about, which is that it usually takes a lot of activation energy to get started before you start finding your flow. All in all, I am really happy that I am putting my energy in projects that are helping me develop and grow. Even if nothing tangible comes from these income streams for me, like if I end up spending more resources than what I get back, I think the exercise of trying to be successful in a different area and taking action in a brand new space is a great learning for me. Then the next new thing I choose to do won't be as hard to start because I'm now familiar with the feeling of taking on something new and trying to develop within this space. If you're getting ready to try to monetize something that you've been working on, let me know in the comments what it is. If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.